Very good. I'll stay on for a few minutes.
All right. May I ask Gordon?
Hi,
Hi, what is your full name?
Sandra, Sandra.
Sandra. Okay. Are you a community person or?
I am.
Oh, great. Thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
You would like to know about me too, I'm sure, because my name is not admin.
I know, I was wondering who that was.
You know, I also am a member of the community, and I'm grateful to everyone on the community board who makes it possible for us to tune in from time to time. Thank you
And
very
what
much.
is your name?
My name is Linda Lucas, L-U-K. Linda is the first name, and the last name is L-U-K-A-S, Lucas.
Okay, great, Linda. Thank you for joining us. And you're a
Okay.
community resident,
I am.
just like Sandra. Oh, great. So it is now 7:03. My name is Lee Chong. I am the new chair of the community of the Housing Committee. And
Congratulations.
thank you. I hope. So we've introduced the community residents, and I'm the new chair. And Julie, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Julie Reyes. I'm on the community board for a few years, quite a few years, and I'm so thankful that Lee are our new chair.
And Ingrid?
Hi, my name is Ingrid, and it's just started not too long ago in the community board.
Okay, and to get it out of the way, since we have minutes from April of 2022, and the only person who's present tonight that was present then is Julie. And I was told officially, we can all approve the minutes even though we were not present.
Exactly.
And I was thinking to make life easy, can we approve the 3 months meeting in mass? And if there aren't any questions about the content, there might be some spelling and typo errors, but that can be changed. But there are no substantive errors. Is that true or not true?
That's correct. I put a motion in to accept all 3 at once.
Okay. And can I second them as chair?
Yes.
Okay, so I second them. And therefore, does the motion carry? Ingrid, you approve all 3 minutes?
Yes,
Okay.
approval.
Okay. And the next item is the chairperson's report. I
Okay.
actually don't have
Lee,
a report.
I see everything is in order, so I'll just jump off, okay?
Thank you so much, Pablo.
No problem. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you.
Pablo.
Goodbye, Pablo.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. I really don't have a chairperson's report other than to say that things are fluid right now. We still don't know the status of Stephen Vasquez as to whether he had said to us, the 3 of us, that in an email that he was going to be a committee member, but not the chair. And we don't know what happened. Ted Morris informed Laura, our chairperson, that he was still going to be on the community board and still be a member, but he has not informed the community board or the committee members whether either one of them have not informed the committee whether they're going to attend. So both of them are absent at this point in time. So that's the only issue. And what I would like to do for all of you, Linda and Sandra, you know people who want to come and join the committee, because if you attend as a community resident for 3 consecutive meetings, you're automatically made a community resident member. And Ingrid and Julie, if you know board members who would like to join the housing committee, could you ask them if they would like to officially come on and contact the board office and say, I would like to join the housing committee? Because I think we need more members. Housing is a very important issue in CB8. And if you don't have input at this level, we're going to get screwed, quote unquote, when the time comes.
I just don't think that they're automatically, I don't think they're automatically put on but you can
They have to
request
go
with
before the
the chair.
community board. I mean,
Yeah,
the-
no, you just go through the chair, but
The
they
chair.
usually approve, especially since we have such a limited amount.
right.
We
So,
definitely need community input. For sure.
all right. And the other thing, talking about updating the housing resource guide. It seemed when I looked at it on our website, what they were doing from 2018 to 2022, they led the public to believe that they had updated it because they changed the year and they changed the chairperson and the committee chair. And when I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, it's the same information you and I, Julie, worked on in 2017. In fact, it's outdated. And I only looked at one thing that I knew was outdated. We had a list of all the Mitchell-Lamas in our community. And
Right.
it had ones that I know are no longer Mitchell-Lamas. So obviously in 2022, they did not update it. All they did was change the year and the name of the committee. And I brought this to the attention of the community office, the community board office, and they said, apparently someone made an error. So we need to think whether we want to do that now or wait until after we do the budget. I mean, what do you ladies think we should do? The budget issue takes priority or the housing guide, since it hasn't been really updated since 2017?
I think we
Julie?
could work on them simultaneously and we each take pieces. I started like on a couple of pages. And as you can tell, I started late. So if we do it gradually so that by the end of our term, we can give them something.
Well, that would be in June.
Oh, no, then we have to do before because I went through, I think it was 4 or 5 pages and there were maybe about 3 or 4 updates that had to be done.
See, the bad thing about doing this now on Zoom and not in person, it was so much easier when we met in person and we had a copy and we could mark it up and we each had it. That's the difficulty. And I don't know, Ingrid, how computer literate are you?
Well, pretty good.
Oh, good. All right, because I'm not. What Julie sent me, I couldn't even figure it out.
With the Google Docs, we can all see as people are typing. And
Oh,
as long as when you go on Google Docs, you keep it on suggestions and don't make it as edits. And the only one person should do the final edit, which should be you, so that we can put in our suggestions when we find the correct telephone numbers or email addresses, and we can all work on the same document with Google Docs.
all
And we'll
right.
see the comments, we'll see everything.
All right. And I think right now the guide itself is 33 pages. So there are only 3 of us. I don't, some of it is the table of contents in the beginning and the other thing. And, we can decide later. I don't know if you ladies, Sandra and Linda, are interested in getting involved in this at all.
Well, I mean, I don't really know what it's about. I'm kind of like occasionally dropping in to see what the different committees are.
Oh, okay.
They're all interesting. There's aging, there's housing, there's, parks, there's so many things going on in the community.
Okay. So you're,
So I don't know what your committee does really.
I think sometimes we don't either.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to set our agenda. And I think basically our agenda is to ensure that the community board constituents get affordable housing and decent housing. And they have a resource to go to if they have any kind of housing issues. I think is our primary goal. Would you not say that, Julie? Ingrid?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And more often than not, you would go to the board office if you have.
So do you do constituent services?
The
Where
community board does.
you do?
The office does. If you call the office,
I
and if
see.
you have a housing issue, like a landlord tenant issue,
Yes.
a co-op issue dealing with your board, or you could call them up and they would send you to the right agency to deal with it, or they may themselves be able to handle it there and then. They might say you need to go to an elected official, be it the city council or the state assembly member or the borough president, depending on the issue.
I see. I see. It's very hard. I mean, I worked for the city for 32 years and I've worked for the Human Resources Administration and I've worked for HPD.
So did I.
Oh, lucky us.
Usually HPD attends these meetings.
Uh-huh.
I was hoping they would, but
I mean, I'm really interested in some of the development that's going on in my community, quite honestly. I am I'm in the middle of that issue, but I don't know if this is the committee, to talk about development. I don't know. I mean, I think development is good in some ways for the community and not so good in some ways for, it's a question of balance and infrastructure support and, support for housing and the people that are already here. So.
Well, there is a major development going on right now that has been a big issue in the community board discussion, and that's the visitation site. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about.
Oh, there's so many. There's the visitation site. There's the housing that just got put up near Brewster Park. There's the new luxury building on Riverdale Avenue. And there's another one. I'm trying to think of what the other one is. There's another, there is the visitation site. Yeah, how that's all being done. And I'm just interested. I'm far from, having an opinion or, cause to battle. I'm just interested to see.
All right, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. So in terms of doing the housing guide, I think by the time we meet at our next meeting in February, we should have more of a sense of what the direction is going to be, what corrections need to be made. What do you think?
Sure.
I mean, I don't think among the three of us, we can really revise it because the last time when it was written, there were, how many, Julie? 8 of us at least.
There were quite a few. I
Right.
think, but now we're really just cleaning it up. Well, not cleaning up, we're just reviewing and editing so that if we each took a couple of pages that were given out and just looked at the links and call the telephone numbers. I called a few and maybe there were about 2 or 3 that are outdated. I think if we took our time, we could actually get it done.
All right, you're thinking positive. All right, moving along, the preliminary budget. I think last year's budget was predominantly NYCHA and no one else, no other agency that I can think of. And that's why I was hoping that HPD was here because we could ask them. And maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow, reach out to Ted Weinstein and ask him what capital and personnel issues that, they would like us to support in their, the local HPD office. And I don't know anyone at DOB and I don't think anyone from buildings has come to our meetings. Have you seen anyone from DOB? No one from DOB, right?
Possibly in years past, you could ask Pablo if he knows.
Yeah, I could ask Pablo, and you all know that Kiara's leaving.
I know. What a
So
loss.
Pablo's gonna be there all alone,
What a loss.
and the other agency, of course, is NYCHA. And if Ted were here, he could tell us what the issues are, because he lives in Marble Hill. So those are, I think, the 3 entities that we would need to get information for the preliminary budget. Okay.
I emailed you very late, like within the past half hour. And Ingrid, I have to email you and Ted and
Oh, your edits.
But on the budget,
Right, on the, oh, okay, I didn't see that one.
yeah, I just sent it right before the meeting. I was
Okay.
catching up like crazy. And what I did was, I looked at the past few years from 21 to 24. And I looked to see where we stood in the budget process and the requests that were finally submitted. And I'll re-email it after the meeting.
Oh,
and
I see it, I see it.
see it. Yeah. So there were 2 years in a row, we didn't even make it.
The first one, is this what was submitted for last year?
Well,
Where-
these are, they're breakdown of the past 3 or 4
Oh,
years.
yeah, FY 24, I see.
Yeah.
Expense.
Ingrid, I'll send it to you now as we speak.
Okay,
It's just a draft. I went through it real quick because I was lacking in my duties.
And capital, okay, and this is what was actually submitted to the full board, right?
This is, I only did the housing section. I
Right,
just.
yeah, right, that's all we
Yes,
care about.
yes,
Right, and this was submitted to the full board and put into
yes.
overall submission
Yeah.
from Community Board 8, okay.
okay.
So we really should just concentrate on the last one, FY 24.
Well, we should look at all of them to make sure that they at least started the projects from years before. And at least see where they stand.
Okay, so that's something we can do. And then, so we're reviewing prior budget submissions.
Because if they haven't started on them, we want to keep it on the list.
Right, that makes
We'll
sense.
have to start from the beginning.
Okay, and actually, the old business was what we've been talking about because we mentioned it at the last meeting in November. Correct?
Right.
Right. And any new business?
No,
Being none. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
How about if Sandra and Linda, if they want to take in any information?
Oh, do you have any issues?
Not any housing issues, no.
Not any housing
No,
issues.
I don't have any housing issues. Yeah,
What issues do you have that are not housing related that you're at our housing committee meeting?
you know what, we just, my building is going to be annexed by a charter school. And so, you know, the neighbors we're very concerned about the annexation with the charter school being built there. We already have like surrounding us 13 schools in our immediate vicinity. Like everywhere you go, there is a school.
Oh,
And so they put in another school right beside our building. We're concerned about a lot of things that's going on with that development, mainly because of notifications, namely because of the scope of the project, because of where it's being built. It's on a very tight block and it's a one-way street, and we already have a lot of traffic due to the school on the other corner. So we don't know what's going to happen. We literally will not be able to find any parking ever. And we won't be able to get out of our parking spots because we'll be trapped there in the mornings with everybody dropping off kids at school with the addition of this new project.
Sandra, this
Yeah.
is being done as of right?
Yes,
There's- And the site, what was on the site prior to the?
a private house that was raised.
No, then there had to be a zoning change to get a school put in where there was a private house.
So, yeah, so apparently there was.
Oh, well, the land use committee should have been apprised of this.
Well, I don't know.
What's
We
the
don't know.
address?
The address of the new school?
Yeah, where
Where-
the,
Let me see if I can look that up for you. Let me see if I can find that.
right? Julie, isn't that true? If it was a private house and now it's gonna be a school, they had to do.
They have to check the zoning of the
Yeah,
area.
Well, one is assuming that all of that was done, but we don't know. We're trying to figure it out and trying to find out what
What street is it on?
It's on 232nd Street
Between what?
between Tibet and Irwin Avenue.
Oh,
You know it?
building going up there?
Yeah.
Is that the corner lot?
It's in the, no, there's another building, but it's in the middle of the block, let's say. It's close to the corner. It's close to the corner.
Uh-huh. It's near Tibbetts Tower.
Exactly.
Is that where you live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Mitchell Lava Co-op got privatized.
Right.
Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
All right.
I'm not gonna be happy when the school goes up though.
I'm trying to
Because
think
I
of,
won't be able to get out of my parking lot in the morning and find parking. And I won't be able to get out to go to work in the morning because I'll be blocked in by all the people dropping off to school. I mean, there's a lot of concern about it. Right now, we experience a lot of flooding in the area when it rains heavily. There's a lot of flooding that goes on. And, the buildings were built on top of what was a brook before, right?
Ah.
So we don't know what the structure underneath is. We don't know about what was done in terms of the sewage system. We just know that the water was diverted elsewhere and the sewers are not great. And every time it rains heavily, the super is literally downstairs in galoshes. And the elevators have to be shut down because everything gets flooded. And it's same thing for the buildings across the street. So to add something additional to the area, when we are already suffering with all of these things, the impact is going to be significant for us.
at what point in the development of the charter school are they at?
They broke
They
ground.
broke ground, okay.
Yeah. I'm
And-
looking, while I'm talking to you, I'm looking to see if I can find the address for you.
Because this is something I would have thought if it was originally a private house
Mhm.
and now they're putting in a charter school, there would have had to be a rezoning.
Well, if there's schools already, because there are already schools in that area.
There's lots
But
of schools.
but if
We're
the
surrounded
site-
by schools.
But if the site is like an R1 or an R2, how can it go to a school? A school is not a residential.
Do you know the name of the school that they
Oh,
proposed?
no, we don't know the name.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna email our chair of our land use committee and ask him if he's familiar with this.
Okay.
And if it came before the board at any time, because if
Oh,
you
that'd be
say they broke
amazing.
ground,
That would be amazing. Let me just make a note of that.
and you might want to think about going to the next land use committee meeting and bring that up.
Okay, I'm gonna look on the calendar and see when that is.
They
I'm
usually
sure.
in the first week of the month, so it would be in the
Oh,
beginning
so-
of February,
Okay,
right,
excellent.
Julie?
So that's coming up soon.
Yes,
Yes,
if you have the email address to the board office, or if you want to give us your email address, we can also let the board notify both of you when we have future meetings.
Oh, I'm
You can
looking on
send-
I'm looking on the calendar for the.
Okay, okay,
Thank
good.
you so much.
Linda, you as well.
Oh, thank you so much for asking me. I don't really, yeah, there are housing issues that I'm interested in. I'm a privileged person. I live in a small co-op over on Greystone Avenue. And I'm a volunteer on the board here. And it's interesting, I don't know too many resources for people like us. Most of us are working class people who have put everything that we have into buying into a co-op corporation. And, running it, is kind of, whatever we can afford in terms of getting a management company and whatever we can piece together, being the, ignorant co-op people we are. We don't get to go to co-op 101, there's no class, there's no instruction.
Linda, are you familiar with an organization called ARC? Association of Riverdale Co-ops and Condos?
Yes, I am. And we were so in the red that we couldn't afford the $300 a year membership. I did get, I mean, I'm still trying to raise that money, but I did get a lovely phone call from Michael Heller, who I think is the president, and we had a conversation, and I talked to him a little about this. You know, he said they occasionally do seminars.
Right.
You know, it's not like we're 5, 7 people with 4 new members. You know, it's really not going to be like, you know, what we need. But that's a small complaint. You know, we can like self-educate, and there are some resources in New York for us. And, you know, praise God, we're all in a position to sort of like, you know.
Are you familiar with
With who?
Senior Citizen Homeowners Exemption? This is for people who live in co-ops.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm very familiar with it, and I am sharing it with some of the other seniors, that information, and assisting them with it, because we have some apartments that are owned by sponsors who are renting. I haven't been here that long. I've only been here a couple of years, but you know, those are the folks that kind of get neglected. You know, the co-op board doesn't like really care about the renters, and you know, the renters are like on their own, and a lot of them are elderly people who've lived in the apartments for many, many years. So no, that's a wonderful opportunity for us to take advantage of. Yeah.
Okay, so your building is actually a co-op conversion.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it wasn't built as a co-op like Sandra's was. Okay.
Yeah, so I found the address.
Oh, great.
It's 306 West 232nd Street.
Okay, I will send that to Chuck Mulder and ask if he's familiar with this. Do you know the name of the charter school?
No, I don't know. I don't have a name associated with it.
And this used to be a single family building?
It was a residential, it was a house. It was an actual house.
A single family?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I will let Chuck know and see. And
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
So,
And thank you for letting me, you know, talk about who I am. I don't want to add to the to-do list, because there are many people in the community that need a little more help than I do.
Oh, no problem.
We all need help, whether large or small.
Right. Are there any other issues? Oh, look who's coming back. Are there no other issues?
no other issues.
Oh, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Motioned.
Oh,
Motion.
Ingrid.
Motion.
Motion.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck. And Sandra, if you call the community board
Mhm.
in I guess a couple of days, today's Monday, maybe by Friday, I think, if I email Chuck now, he might have the information if he knows it, and then I would tell him to leave it with Pablo Roman, who's the community associate at the community board office, and he will be able to give you the information.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Good
Okay,
night.
good
Thank
night.
you,
Good
everyone.
Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, good night.